Fieldhouse, new floor, new scoreboard.
Yeah.
The Tigers showing off the new stadium for the
Palace. We're at the Palace. Yeah.
We're about to start the basketball season with the home opener. We've played a few games already, and so far here are our girls about to come out, our starters. And so far, what have we seen so far? Who are the main girls that we go to?
Well, I think you got to start. I don't know. I mean, as far as impact, I mean, Danielle Johnson is going to be a 3-year starter. Zoe Whiteley is going to be a 2-year starter. There's Zoe Whiteley right there. A lot of speed, good shooter, good penetrator, well-rounded player.
Bailey London,
yeah.
Good shooter there.
Exactly.
At 6 feet, a sophomore, number 21,
Reese Webb. She kind of does it all. She's going to do it all forward there with Reese Webb.
A sophomore, number 32,
Kinsey London. She's another girl who can shoot the ball and kind of ball handle.
Number 33.
Really, think about it, it's a young basketball team. I mean, Danielle Johnson, 6-footer, actually probably 6'1". Not that much taller than Bailey London. All those girls are going to be back with the exception of Danielle. So this team, man, I think they're going to have a good season and look out next year as well.
Yeah, we saw earlier in the year when they played Miami. I mean, that's a 72-20 victory. These girls they won the state championship last year. They've won. Was it 4 of the last 6 or is it
something like that? Well, 3 of the last 6, I think.
3 of the last 6.
And then they had won one earlier. So 4 state championships in recent history. That's not bad. and you think about the girls that were lost off of last year's team to graduation. I mean, Casey Glover, Zoe Shield Knight. I mean, my goodness, those are people that are hard to replace. And amid others, many others who graduated last year. So
Danielle Johnson about to go for the jump ball. And she does get it. And so
not much doubt about that one.
Lady Tigers start with the ball. Here's Zoe Whiteley dribbling to the outer edge, and then she's going to pick it up and pass to Mackenzie London in the center. Quick pass back, and then Bailey in the corner, and now Zoe Whiteley's got the ball back again, and she's trying to find the open man.
Jay playing pretty good, tough zone defense there, and that's a nice
Bailey London there. She's going to hit those shots. You can't leave Bailey open.
Kind of reminiscent of Casey Glover out there.
Jay posts up, but then they kick it back out. Off on the 3-point attempt. Danielle Johnson with the rebound, kicks it out to Reese Webb on the outside. Reese Webb takes it down.
Yeah, and a player I forgot to mention, Alexis Wright, also off last year. Man, you're talking about 3 phenomenal high school basketball players, and these girls are just kind of picked up, even though they've got a loss.
Next man up.
And that's okay, because last year's team had a loss.
Yeah.
I believe it was Bartlesville in the finals of the Fort Gibson tournament, if I'm not mistaken.
Don't expect these girls to lose a lot of basketball games. They're going to come away with a pretty good record.
Whiteley, kind of the quarterback of the team right now.
Danielle Johnson there with the post up.
That Danielle, even as a freshman, she had pretty nice touch. She had soft touch. And I think of stories about Big Country Reeves, that played at OSU, and a lot of people kind of ridiculed Eddie Sutton for even signing him. And they said, and he told him, he said, you don't see many 7-footers with soft hands. And the guy's got soft hands. That's Danielle Johnson. She's got soft hands, and she's a good rebounder as well as scorer. Johnson
gets the rebound right there and kicks it out. Reese Webb takes it down the floor. And they're going to hand it back to Whiteley. And they're going to go back to Johnson in the post.
Well, she's missed 2 shots, but she'll find the range. She's pretty good scorer inside that paint. And distinct height advantage tonight over the Bulldogs, Lady Bulldogs.
Jay drives the lane, but draws the foul. That'll be on Danielle Johnson. That'll be her first foul.
At the line, Lady Bulldogs, number 0, Landry Sweeney.
So Mallory Baker's coming in for Danielle Johnson.
Once again, Fort Gibson Lady Tigers with some depth.
Second free throws off, and Baker comes down with the rebound.
Yeah, good aggressive rebound right there by Baker.
Bailey London gets the tip pass and kicks it back out to Whiteley at the top of the key.
Oh, nice look. Good job by London getting her own rebound, kicking it out.
London in the corner. Mackenzie London with the three. So the London girls early putting up points on the board.
Yes.
So the Lady Tigers get out to a quick 8-1 lead, and this is kind of how it starts. You get in a hole and then you never get out of it.
Yeah, and it just seems like, you're hanging in there, and then all of a sudden, bam, it's it's a 7-point game.
Zoe Whiteley staying in front of her girl, doing a good job.
Lady Tigers in that 2-3 zone, getting in those passing lanes. It was a nice job by 23. Don't have names for the Lady Bulldogs. Try to get those by halftime.
Blocking foul on Bailey London.
Fouls number 20, Bailey London, her first, team foul number 2.
So immediately as you watch these girls, you get the sense that they're bigger and they're stronger and they're just faster than the other team. These girls are really athletic.
They are athletic.
We talked about Zoe Whiteley has some of that speed, and she utilized that against Miami and in earlier games this year already. Reese Webb with the three.
Man, that's a 6-foot girl standing out there just bombing away. I mean, that's you don't expect that.
Reese Webb has been a huge part of this Lady Tigers team last year as well.
As a freshman.
Yeah. Expect her to take on a huge role here for the Lady Tigers in this season.
Ten-point lead for the Lady Tigers. 3:38 left in this first quarter. Kind of smothering the Lady Bulldogs right now. Good hands.
Fort Gibson's going to get the ball there. I didn't really see that. I thought that we had tipped it out, but
I think Jay must have touched her there because there was no argument whatsoever. I didn't see it either.
So Whiteley takes the ball down the court. Little cut there by Baker.
Lady Tigers not really moving very well right now. Coach London not liking it either.
Bailey London puts up a three and hits it again.
Wow.
Bailey London showing off some of that shooting ability.
Yes, that's a nice looking three right there.
So Jay's going to take a timeout. And so far, the Lady Tigers is getting off to a great start.
14-1. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what the Lady Bulldogs' record even is, but they're in trouble here early in this game.
One thing you notice, you look over at the Jay bench and then the Fort Gibson bench, and Fort Gibson's got a lot more players.
They do.
Jay's a little bit, they're kind of strapped for players right now, and this is just a good team, and it's like you said, it's a deep team.
Yeah.
They've played their subs a lot so far this season, and they've got a lot of, it's not just the starters, they've got a lot of good players that can come in and immediately give you a good product on the court.
Yeah, and Jay is one of those schools, that you have those schools where they might be 3A in football but 4A in basketball because of the count, and they are one such school. 3A football team, whereas Fort Gibson's a 4A football team, so probably considerably more kids to pick from here at Fort Gibson than Jay. And so, yeah, Lady Tigers looking pretty polished tonight. Getting a lot of open threes.
Yeah, and they're hitting their threes,
Yeah,
too.
they are. That's right. Yeah, and you just think, they can't be, they just can't be as good. They can't be as good. And then, man, by mid-season, they're just, they're just really tough.
I would say they're already good. And
oh, yeah, they're a good basketball team, no question.
We're 5 games into the season, and they look like a really good basketball team.
Yeah.
Reese Webb that time with good defense.
Yeah, once again, I mean, you know, when even though Danielle Johnson is not out there right now, you have 3 girls in the 6-foot range when she's on the floor. Between London, Webb, and Johnson, those 3 girls, of course, it's already said, Johnson's over 6 foot tall. The other 2 are scaring it to death if they're not there.
This is a tall Fort Gibson ladies basketball team.
Yes, they are.
And that length helps. We saw just now with the Reese Webb and that defense that she had. She just puts those arms up, and it's hard to just shoot over her at times.
Yeah. And then you have a Zoe Whiteley who can rebound and penetrate, create her own scores, and that's a pretty good compliment to all that height.
Yeah, and like you mentioned, when Zoe Whiteley, when she can drive the lane and penetrate like that, and then she also has the shooters around her like Bailey London, to kick it out to. That makes for a really good combo. So Fort Gibson putting a little bit of pressure on Jay early, but Jay recovers.
Yeah, Jay has not really been able to generate any offense whatsoever.
Almost a travel there.
I think it might have been. But we'll let that one go.
Jay wasting some time off of the clock. And Fort Gibson comes up with it off an errant pass.
Yeah, there's that speed. Whiteley getting the ball up the floor.
She kicks it out to Bailey London in the corner and then gets it back. Yeah, and like you mentioned, Whiteley is kind of the quarterback of this offense. Webb there with a nice drive.
It's just taking your defensive player to the hole right there.
So 16-1 lead early for the Lady Tigers, and this is not looking good.
No, and talking about Zoe Whiteley, she had just an incredible game last year in the state finals. That's going to be back court.
Good defense that time by Whiteley.
Yes, it was. She was the reason there was a backcourt. Yeah, Zoe had an outstanding game in the state finals. Reese provided some really good minutes in that. That was just a fun game to watch. That was just a classic. I thought it was as good a basketball games I've seen in a long time. Fort Gibson just put on a clinic because Hare was not a bad basketball team. Lady Tigers working the ball around quite a bit. And there goes Whiteley.
Whiteley drives again. This is the layup, but Reese Webb gets the rebound and puts it back up.
That's that height advantage. Backside trash, and she puts it right back in.
Jay gets a shot off before the buzzer ends, but it's going to be an 18-1 lead at the end of the first quarter.
1 point.
The Lady Tigers looking really good here in the first quarter. So we're going to go to commercial here. This is FortGibsonTigers.tv, and we'll be back.
Renfro Electric has been in business for over 35 years and is a full-service electrical contractor for all of Oklahoma. We are able to serve our customers with superior craftsmanship and top-notch service. With over 40 employees and a bonding capacity in excess of $6 million, we can handle those larger jobs but are still small enough to provide the personal service our customers have come to expect. For any electrical needs, give us a call at 918-687-7535.
And we're back here with FortGibsonTigers.tv here in Harrison Fieldhouse, the new stadium, the new floors, the new scoreboard, and so far the Lady Tigers getting off to a great 18-1 first quarter, and they have just dominated on both sides of the ball early here.
No question. It's been Fort Gibson's game from the get-go.
Early, they tried to go down low to Daniel Johnson, get a few post-ups. That wasn't working, so they kicked it back out, and they started utilizing kind of that floor spacing and shooting the three. And that's when they kind of started to take off. They hit those threes. They built up an early 7-point lead, and then from there, that just opens the whole floor up. Zoe Whiteley and Reese Webb.
Yeah, it just devastates you. You're standing out there hitting those bombs, and the next thing you know, you got a Zoe Whiteley or a Reese Webb penetrate on you. I mean, it's pick your poison basically. There's good hands by Mallory Baker right there.
Baker that time trying to get the jump ball, and she will get it. So Fort Gibson gets the ball there. Good play that time by Baker.
Yeah. I got a little contentious there for a second. Mallory's trying to get up, and Jay's still playing hard, just unable to stop the Fort Gibson offense and unable to get anything going offensively.
And here's that post up to Danielle Johnson, and she's finally starting to get that working too.
Yes.
Like you mentioned earlier, she has those soft hands. She catches, she puts it up, boom, boom.
You're right. She's quick. She's quick off the floor with the ball.
So traveling there by Jay. They kind of drove the lane, but there wasn't really a whole lot of space to do anything. Kind of went into a host of defenders that time.
Yeah.
Fort Gibson doing a good job of keeping their position, staying in their space. You know, sometimes when you play a zone defense, you can kind of creep out, and that's where it starts to kill you. Then you start getting girls that drive the lane and get past you. And if you can stay in your zone, it really helps.
Yeah. Yes. Problem is when you have 3 girls who can shoot from that perimeter, that's not good. Not good for that zone.
Fort Gibson with amazing defense earlier. 1 point scored by the Bulldogs, and so far we've seen they've been aggressive at times. They've kept their man in front of them, and they use their length as well too.
Oh yeah, yes they do. Yes they do. And you know you have Hannah Johnson sitting right now, and haven't seen Hannah yet. Hannah's provided some valuable minutes. She provided some valuable minutes last year for the Lady Tigers, so some depth still untapped. Johnson again, top of the key.
Put it into Kinsey London, and she drives the lane and draws the foul.
Yep.
Good that time. Good job that time of fighting through contact and getting the shot off.
You know, I have to be up here a lot in the summer, and I don't know that I've ever been here. I always just get up and walk around. I usually walk out here, and that kid, Kinsey London, she'll be down there shooting, working on moves, working on dribbling. I mean, she's a true gym rat, you know, and I mean, that's what you got to have a program like Fort Gibson has had forever.
Yeah.
So, pretty good move right there. Whiteley just dogging her on defense. No room. Once again, Jay just having a hard time getting the ball down low. And still didn't. Nice
Baker.
job. Yeah, nice job by that time by Kinsey London and Baker.
Danielle Johnson with the post up. He's off that time. Baker gets the foul. And Baker's one that I hadn't really seen a whole lot before, but she's really been a very versatile player. Great defense as we've seen so far.
Yes.
Jake with the open three kicks it out.
That's the first open three they've had tonight.
First open shot.
Exactly, yeah. And we're Danielle Johnson having a hard time finding the range tonight.
Fort Gibson starting to run the floor a little bit more, try and get up on those fast breaks quicker.
Jay still unable to penetrate.
Danielle
Tigers
Johnson.
zone.
Danielle Johnson doing a good job in the low post.
And you know, we talk about being athletic and having a lot of length and being good shooters and all that stuff, but I think it goes back. Fort Gibson girls are just fundamental. They're fundamentally strong.
Yeah.
They do the little things right. When you do the little things right, the big things kind of happen.
Yeah, that a lot of times that goes unnoticed, but the Lady Tigers don't have any turnovers so far, and that's a huge part of the game.
That's right. That's right. And they forced Jay just like that, have to throw the ball all the way to half court just to get it in under your own basket.
Fort Gibson starting to double team now.
Trap, yeah. Got a little trap here at half court.
Kenzie London gets the rebound.
Yeah, good position that time. She got
over the back.
Jay's post player on her back and drew the foul.
So Bailey London's going to come in for Reese Webb. And Emma Wofford is also going to come in for Kenzie London. Emma Wofford coming in for the first time. And
yep.
She's got a little bit more speed. We've seen her. She can flash that speed sometimes, and that might be what Fort Gibson's trying here, to get some of those faster players out and get those fast breaks.
Good athlete, a lot like her brother. Runs the floor well.
The foul that time on Jay. Pushing off. So Wiley's going to get the inbounds. Bailey London gets the pass and then kicks it back to Wiley in the corner. Wiley shakes a defender and kicks it back out. Wiley with the drive and the
yeah, that's what happens.
turn.
Yeah, Jay starts trying to push the defense out a little bit more, and you just get driven by. I don't know what else to say. Why they went around her pretty quick. There's a block shot by Bailey London.
Foul on Emma Wofford that time. And then Hannah Johnson's going to come in now for Baker.
So here's that depth that we're talking about. You know, you got all sorts of fresh legs out there right now. Whiteley, the only one, and I don't think she gets tired too easily. Just a good athlete. A lot of endurance. Well, there's a little
decent drive that time by Jay,
yeah.
but wasn't able to get a good shot.
Yeah.
Corner three by Jay. Off again. Good effort that time by. Let's see what number is that.
10.
10. Again, we don't have names. We wish we had names, but
right.
But number 10 that time for Jay, doing a good job on showing good effort, getting to the floor.
Yeah, I don't think it's a lack of effort on Jay's part at all. I think they're playing hard. They're just a little out-horsed, just to call it what it is. Just a little out-horsed.
Jay turns it over that time too. And you talked about Fort Gibson's a really polished team. It's early in the season, so Jay doesn't quite have that polish yet. That you see them they make some passes and they turn the ball over quite a bit. So,
right.
So Fort Gibson looks like they've put their work in this summer for sure.
Yeah, they do, and they have.
Hannah Johnson with the offensive rebound. Jump ball, and it's going to go to Jay.
Again, just a good example right there. Danielle Johnson, I mean, just got her hands on that ball quick enough to get that jump ball. So got those quick, soft hands, and it's just not real common. Not real common for post players to have those hands.
So Jay puts up a three. Off again. Bailey London with the rebound. Wiley takes it down the floor. Wiley showing off some of that speed. Kicks it to Bailey London. And then puts it to Danielle Johnson down low. The foul that time on Jay. And you kind of have to do that with Danielle Johnson. Like, she's going to get a shot off. If you don't foul her,
yeah.
There's a good chance she's going to make it too.
Yeah. Completely different kind of post player than her teammate last year, Zoe Shieldknight. Zoe, not nearly that height, but just had such a good move, such a good post move down there that, my goodness, she could just make people look silly. And just, I don't know. If she'd have been a boy playing football, I'd have called her a war daddy. I don't know what you call a girl like that, just I don't know. Whatever it is, that's what she was, because she just she made that team go. She really did. It seemed like if Casey Glover wasn't hitting from the outside, and Zoe Wiley wasn't hitting, we weren't hitting those perimeter shots. She would just take that, take that role of, hey, get it down to me, I'm going to score, and she would. Plus the rebounds and the block shots that she provided. So. And
now her and Casey Glover, they're both at is it NEO now? Or is it Nazarene?
Yeah, Southern
Nazarene, yeah.
Yeah, in fact, I think Casey Glover had 23, 25 points the other night.
Wow.
Maybe in this season opener. I think it was later than the season opener. That's a good-looking shot.
Emma Wofford that time with the 3.
Well, as a coach, you look down there at Jay's coach, and, I mean, what do you do? What do you do? I mean, I've never coached basketball, but I've been in football games when you can't stop them, and you can't stop them, and it's just a helpless feeling. And it's 28-1 with a little over a minute left in the first half of this game. It's going quick, I'll tell you that. We've been playing what? This game started at 6:30. It's 24 minutes long, and the Lady Bulldogs have scored 1 point.
One free throw, but again, you have to give it to the Lady Bulldogs. They have given the effort tonight. They just haven't been hitting their shots as much as Fort Gibson.
Nope.
They've had some open threes that a couple of open threes that they've taken tonight, but they've just not been able to hit target. A drive that time, good block by Daniel Johnson.
Hands straight up. What do you do? You can't shoot over.
They pass back down to Daniel Johnson in the low post and just puts it up. Great shot that time.
Wow, she's heating up now.
Like you said, you pick your poison. You got Daniel Johnson down low. You got Bailey London and Whiteley out on the perimeter, and it's just you have to decide which one you're going to defend.
That's right.
Tip pass that time. Bailey London. Jay gets the ball back. They got 2 seconds. They put it up, and it's no good. So the Fort Gibson Lady Tigers with a 30-1 lead at the end of the half. What a first half by Fort Gibson.
Yes, that is correct.
They have dominated both sides of the ball, offense and defense, and well, they don't have a made field goal yet.
No.
Jay doesn't. So we'll see what happens in the second half, but a one-sided game here in Harrison Fieldhouse. This is FortGibsonTigers.tv, and we'll be back.
Fort Gibson Education Foundation's desire is to help our students receive the best possible education our community can provide. We make every effort to be the highest quality educational system in the state. Donations equal opportunities, opportunities for students and teachers to be their best.
An opportunity to build, design, and compete.
An opportunity to create, design, and share.
An opportunity to encourage, develop, and provide.
An opportunity to travel, process, and gain real-world knowledge.
An opportunity to honor, celebrate, and inspire.
When you donate to our Fort Gibson Education Foundation, 100% of what you donate goes back into our classrooms for students and teachers so we can give them as many opportunities as possible. We are your Fort Gibson Education Foundation.
Cornerstone Funeral Home and Crematory wish to personally invite you and your family to come tour the newest funeral home and the only crematory in Muskogee. Cornerstone welcomes the opportunity to answer any questions regarding planning and pre-arrangements for you and your loved ones. At Cornerstone, you'll find a helpful professional staff and beautiful surroundings. Come experience the difference at Cornerstone Funeral Home, 1830 North York, Muskogee, where you will find faces you know and reputations you trust.
Renfro Electric has been in business for over 35 years and is a full-service electrical contractor for all of Oklahoma. We are able to serve our customers with superior craftsmanship and top-notch service. With over 40 employees and a bonding capacity in excess of $6 million, we can handle those larger jobs but are still small enough to provide the personal service our customers have come to expect. For any electrical needs, give us a call at 918-687-7535.
If you're looking for some local entertainment, look no further than Green Country Lanes, located on South York Street in Muskogee, a prime place for open bowling, birthday parties, and glow bowling. Come on out to Green Country Lanes, where bowling is a sport for those who have talent to spare. Fort Gibson's only locally and family-owned funeral home is committed to the community of Fort Gibson, Muskogee, and surrounding areas. It's our mission at Clifford D. Garrett Funeral Home to facilitate meaningful ways for families to grieve their loss and celebrate the memories of their loved ones. Call Cliff at 918-478-2555 or come visit 1224 East Poplar in Fort Gibson. This broadcast is brought to you by Cornerstone Funeral Home and Crematory, Keith's Hardware and Supply, Renfro Electric, Fort Gibson Education Foundation, Info Media, Dr. Debbie Coy, The Tiger's Den, Garrett Family Funeral Home, Fort Gibson State Bank, Fort Gibson Nursing Home, and Green Country Lanes and Muskogee Skate Center.
Keith Hardware and Supply has been located in Fort Gibson, Oklahoma since 1957. We strive to find solutions to your fix and offer a multitude of quality products and services, such as Stihl chainsaws, Yeti coolers, Cub Cadet mowers, Johnsert mowers, case knives, and Big Green Egg grills. In early 2015, Keith Hardware remodeled and added hundreds of new items to better serve their customers. At Keith's Hardware, we're proud supporters of all Fort Gibson school events. Go Tigers!
Fort Gibson Education Foundation's desire is to help our students receive the best possible education our community can provide. We make every effort to be the highest quality educational system in the state. Donations equal opportunities, opportunities for students and teachers to be their best.
An opportunity to build, design, and compete.
An opportunity to create, design, and share.
An opportunity to encourage, develop, and provide.
An opportunity to travel, process, and gain real-world knowledge.
An opportunity to honor, celebrate, and inspire.
When you donate to our Fort Gibson Education Foundation, 100% of what you donate goes back into our classrooms for students and teachers so we can give them as many opportunities as possible. We are your Fort Gibson Education Foundation.
Cornerstone Funeral Home and Crematory wish to personally invite you and your family to come tour the newest funeral home and the only crematory in Muskogee. Cornerstone welcomes the opportunity to answer any questions regarding planning and pre-arrangements for you and your loved ones. At Cornerstone, you'll find a helpful professional staff and beautiful surroundings. Come experience the difference at Cornerstone Funeral Home, 1830 North York, Muskogee, where you will find faces you know and reputations you trust.
Renfro Electric has been in business for over 35 years and is a full-service electrical contractor for all of Oklahoma. We are able to serve our customers with superior craftsmanship and top-notch service. With over 40 employees and a bonding capacity in excess of $6 million, we can handle those larger jobs but are still small enough to provide the personal service our customers have come to expect. For any electrical needs, give us a call at 918-687-7535.
If you're looking for some local entertainment, look no further than Green Country Lanes, located on South York Street in Muskogee, a prime place for open bowling, birthday parties, and glow bowling. Come on out to Green Country Lanes, where bowling is a sport for those who have talent to spare. Gibson's only locally and family-owned funeral home is committed to the community of Fort Gibson, Muskogee, and surrounding areas. It's our mission at Clifford D. Garrett Funeral Home to facilitate meaningful ways for families to grieve their loss and celebrate the memories of their loved ones. Call Cliff at 918-478-2555 or come visit 1224 East Poplar in Fort Gibson. This broadcast is brought to you by Cornerstone Funeral Home and Crematory, Keith's Hardware and Supply, Renfro Electric, Fort Gibson Education Foundation, Info Media, Dr. Debbie Coy, The Tiger's Den, Garrett Family Funeral Home, Fort Gibson State Bank, Fort Gibson Nursing Home, and Green Country Lanes and Muskogee Skate Center.
Keith Hardware and Supply has been located in Fort Gibson, Oklahoma since 1957. We strive to find solutions to your fix and offer a multitude of quality products and services, such as Stilt chainsaws, Yeti coolers, Cub Cadet mowers, Johnsert mowers, case knives, and Big Green Egg grills. In early 2015, Keith Hardware remodeled and added hundreds of new items to better serve their customers. At Keith's Hardware, we're proud supporters of all Fort Gibson school events. Go Tigers!
Fort Gibson Education Foundation's desire is to help our students receive the best possible education our community can provide. We make every effort to be the highest quality educational system in the state. Donations equal opportunities, opportunities for students and teachers to be their best.
An opportunity to build, design, and compete.
An opportunity to create, design, and share.
An opportunity to encourage, develop, and provide.
An opportunity to travel, process, and gain real-world knowledge.
An opportunity to honor, celebrate, and inspire.
When you donate to our Fort Gibson Education Foundation, 100% of what you donate goes back into our classrooms for students and teachers so we can give them as many opportunities as possible. We are your Fort Gibson Education Foundation.
And we're back here at Harrison Fieldhouse. So far, the Lady Tigers dominating in the first half, put up a quick 30-1 lead. And like you said, this game has gone by really fast, and so far it's been completely one-sided.
Yeah, I see the Lady Bulldogs 1 and 2, so they're behind as far as games. Fort Gibson, of course, playing in that tournament, up their total a little bit, but yeah. Lady Bulldogs just not able to stop the Lady Tigers tonight.
So good effort that time by Reese Webb, but Jay's going to get the ball. So like we said, if you're Jay, you just got to improve in the second half.
Yeah, that's right.
But it's a tough test against this Ladies Tigers team. Zoe Whiteley there with some aggressive defense. Jay puts up the three, almost goes in.
Yeah, it looked pretty good, actually.
Daniel Johnson gets the rebound. They kick it out kind of on the fast break. And
boy, that almost went in.
Zoe Whiteley that time with a good drive. So real quick, we're going to just take this time to thank some of our sponsors. This broadcast is brought to you by Cornerstone Funeral Home and Crematory, Keys Hardware and Supply, Renfro Electric, Fort Gibson Education Foundation, Info Media, Dr. Debbie Coy, the Tigers Den, Garrett Family Funeral Home, Fort Gibson State Bank, Fort Gibson Nursing Home, and Green Country Lanes and Muskogee Skate Center. Thank you, sponsors. So Whiteley that time hitting one of her free throws. Jay kind of taking a while to get across the court. You kind of have to think about beating that count.
Foul number 33, Danielle Johnson, her third, team foul number 1 on Fort Gibson.
So Danielle Johnson gets her third personal.
Yeah, it's something she'll really have to be cautious about as the season goes along and games get tougher, because they will. Kind of an awkward little shot and slap out by Johnson.
Jay kicks it out for the three and hits it.
There's the three.
So there's Jay's first field goal of the game and
breaks the drought.
So Kenzie London takes it back down the court. Kenzie kicks it out to Reese Webb. Drives the lane and kicks it to Daniel Johnson, low post. And again, that soft touch. Daniel Johnson starting to heat up now.
Yeah, good pass that time. I thought Webb's going to take that to the bucket.
Jay taking a long time to get across the court again. But they're trying to see kind of how this defense is measured up and figure out the plan of attack before they get across. And part of that's due to Fort Gibson's, their defense has pressured them so much that they don't want to jump into anything early.
No, well, you're down. You're down 29 points, the last thing you want to do is hurry, and give Fort Gibson another chance to go score. So you try to run a little time off that clock.
Nice block that time by Danielle Johnson and Zoe Whiteley on the fast break.
Oh, that's a really nice.
Easy layup, and she gets the blocking foul too.
Really nice ball control, body control right there by Whiteley.
That's her first. Team foul number 2 on the Lady Bulldogs, Zoe Whiteley on the line.
So Zoe Whiteley's going to go to the line again, and so far she's been a little bit more aggressive in the second half than she was in the first half. And like we talked about, Fort Gibson trying to push the pace a little bit more and get some more fast breaks.
Well, it's just not often that you look up and you see a score like that in the third quarter of a basketball game. 36-4. It's just not often. There's another block. I don't know how many blocks Johnson's had tonight, but it's several.
Yeah.
Fouls on number 20, Bailey London, her second.
Fouls on Bailey London. That's her second personal.
Skylar Brentley shooting 2.
Skylar Brantley, number 30, hits her first free throw. And look at the down low. You've got Reese Webb and Daniel Johnson on those low blocks.
Yeah.
And that's just so hard to – when they box out, you just they box out. That's what happens.
Yeah, that's right. Oh, nice rebound that time by Whiteley. Stepped on the line. Really good hustle, though.
So like we talked about, Fort Gibson has a really good team this year, like in years past. And like you said, it's just next man up every year. Fort Gibson has a lot of good girls basketball players to come through this school. The Glovers. We talked about, I remember Nana Wallace was a really good basketball player.
Yes.
And it just seems like every year these new girls come along and they're just as good.
Yep. They reload. They reload instead of rebuild. Pretty good looking bunch of athletes on the freshman team this year. I've seen, I think, only one game, but look like they're going to have a little height in that class as well.
Zoe Whiteley that time with a nice drive, kind of the back door. Gets past her man and then catches the pass from Reese Webb and just wide open look. Zoe Whiteley that time with the rebound.
Oh, nice look.
Nice pass from Zoe Whiteley. Finds an open Daniel Johnson. Easy layup. Zoe Whiteley showing off her court vision there.
Yes.
So Fort Gibson's got 40 in J8. Daniel Johnson that time with the rebound. He had a wide open Kinsey London there on the fast break.
She did. I think back to my first year here at Fort Gibson, there was a fairly good player here named Savannah Gray.
Yeah.
Man, that girl, I think the first time I ever saw her play, she throws almost a full court bounce pass, one-handed, I mean, just off the dribble, and hits, I don't remember who, in full stride. And I'm like, oh, my goodness. That was pretty impressive.
Yeah.
Of course, that team with Allie Glover, among others, went on to win. Grace Parker went on to win that state championship.
Like we said, is it 4 state championships and then 1 runner-up, I think? So they've been to the championship 5 times in the last about 7 years.
Yeah. Desiree Phipps.
Desiree
I mean,
was,
there was some,
she was a
good basketball players. My goodness.
Yeah, the coaches have done a great job here with this Lady Tigers team. Chuck London has done an amazing job.
Yes, he has.
Kind of took over from Jerry Walker and just hasn't missed a beat.
You know, something some people may not know is that's the second time in his career that Chuck London took a basketball team after the head coach left and won a state championship. He did that at Bristow when Daryl Glover left Bristow to come to Fort Gibson to be superintendent. London took over as the head coach and won a state championship.
Oh, my gosh. I didn't know that.
Yeah. So it's not his first rodeo.
Zoe Whiteley that time with the open 3.
Yeah. It's pretty impressive. I mean, 45-11. So again, Fort Gibson Lady Tigers looking pretty tough in this early part of the season. Let's see, I'm thinking they play, I guess, next Tuesday before Christmas break, I believe.
Jenna Whiteley's going to come in, number 14, a freshman.
Yeah.
For the first time.
Yeah, and a pretty good athlete. Really good athlete. Just doesn't quite have the height as big sister.
So Fort Gibson showing off a lot of their depth now. I don't think none of the starters are in right now.
No. And yet Jay cannot penetrate. Good hustle by Baker, unable to tie that ball up, but great hustle, man. You like to see just get on the floor and, get after that ball. I mean, that's what you like to see as a coach.
Yeah. Yeah, when you have players that, if they play hard, then it's easy for the rest of the season. Now you just have to teach them the fundamentals and kind of polish them like we said. But if they have that basic like the effort that we just talked about, it makes coaching much easier.
Oh yeah, and you're not going to not play hard for these guys. I mean, they've all been around this business too long. They're not going to tolerate. That's a nice little give and go there. Couldn't get it to fall.
Kick it back out to Whiteley, who
there
drives.
Goes the younger Whiteley, and she can't get it to fall. And there's a good rebound. Hannah Johnson again. I mean, there's a player who contributed last year.
So the third quarter about to come to a close, and Fort Gibson's lead just lengthening all the time. And you like to see, some of these younger players come in and play because it just means that for the next few years, Fort Gibson's set. I mean, like we said, this is a young team already. Danielle Johnson, really the only senior that gets significant play. Well, Hannah Johnson too,
Yeah,
but
Hannah Johnson's the only senior on that floor right now. The rest of those girls are going to be back next year, and this is good for them.
Jay that time kind of pushing the pace and getting a good couple points on fast break, draws the foul. That's Jenna Whiteley's first personal. 0.7 seconds left too.
Yep.
The clock kind of stalled there, but the third quarter is going to come to an end. Fort Gibson 47, Jay 16. A little bit better of an effort from Jay, and we'll see what happens in the fourth quarter. This is FortGibsonTigers.tv, and we'll be back.
Keith Hardware and Supply has been located in Fort Gibson, Oklahoma since 1957. We strive to find solutions to your fix and offer a multitude of quality products and services, such as Stilt chainsaws, Yeti coolers, Cub Cadet mowers, Johnsert mowers, case knives, and Big Green Egg grills. In early 2015, Keith Hardware remodeled and added hundreds of new items to better serve their customers. At Keith's Hardware, we're proud supporters of all Fort Gibson school events. Go Tigers!
And we're back here with FortGibsonTigers.tv. The third quarter just came to a close. Fort Gibson 47, Jay 16, and what a game so far by the Lady Tigers going into this fourth quarter.
Yeah, it's been all Fort Gibson. No doubt about that. Don't have to say that. I mean, you got a score like that up there on the scoreboard. But and again, I go back. I think Coach got to be pretty satisfied, not just with the effort, because they certainly have put out a lot of effort, but been pretty fundamental. I mean, made some pretty good passes. I think they're rebounding pretty well. Some good assists. So,
yeah, that's one thing we didn't really talk about yet is rebounding. Fort Gibson has out-rebounded Jay by a lot. We don't know the numbers, but you can tell.
It's a lot. And and the fact is, Fort Gibson hasn't missed that many shots, so you're not going to have that many offensive rebounds.
That's true. A lot of those rebounds due to the length that Fort Gibson has.
That's right.
Reese Webb
nice
drives and
nice
then kicks. And Webb gets it back, and nice post move that time by Webb.
Really nice move.
Yeah, and we kind of heard that, Webb, a lot of times she likes to kind of give it up and let some of the other girls score, but the coaches want her to score more.
Oh, yeah. She has to score. She's a scorer.
They know she can do it, and they're trying to pressure her into being a little bit more aggressive this season.
Oh, nice defense that time by Whiteley. Got in the way of that little handoff. It's just smart, just savvy.
So Jay gets a couple points off a nice drive there.
Go ahead.
It was pretty good defense that time by Whiteley, but
yeah, this didn't get any help down low that time. Nobody stepped over to help.
Nice pass to Danielle Johnson down low. She can't get it to fall though. And then she drives and kicks it to London. Whiteley drives the lane, and Daniel Johnson gets the offensive rebound and puts it back up. But Jay gets the defensive rebound.
Yeah, Lady Tigers that time, kind of strange. Had 3, maybe 4 shots. Couldn't get any of them to fall.
Reese Webb with a nice pass to Daniel Johnson. Daniel Johnson that time did a nice job of using her body and boxing out her defender.
Yes, she did. Can't do it much better than that.
So Fort Gibson about to put some of these girls in, and we've seen 9 different players get significant minutes already in this game.
Fouls number 10, Lexington Carter, first, team foul number 4 on the Lady Bulldogs.
There was a time when you look at those heights, that was a pretty good size boys team. Seriously. I mean, there's a lot of boys teams in the state of Oklahoma who aren't that big. We aren't that tall. I'll assure you.
Macy Young, number 13, coming in for the first time today. Another freshman that we talked about.
Yeah.
So 5.5 minutes left here in the fourth quarter, and a lot of the Fort Gibson bench getting a lot of good experience here, a lot of good minutes here. And that's going to matter come down the road. You talk about once you get to state, you're going to need some of these players to come off the bench.
You better believe it.
I've seen a lot of instances where, some of your starters, they get into foul trouble. Danielle Johnson tonight has 3 fouls.
Yeah.
When that happens, you got to have someone who can come in.
Yeah, I think you take a Hannah Johnson. I think she can help in that post play. Of course, you still have 2 6-footers on the floor, even with Danielle Johnson not on the floor. And Hannah Johnson is, 5'10", probably?
Yeah, 5'10".
So that's one of the best shots that the Lady Bulldogs have had all night. One of the easiest shots. I'm sure Coach Luna was not happy about that easy inlet pass.
Macy Young drives the lane and kicks it out to Emma Wofford.
It's close. Good rebound by Baker. It's a quick move right there by the younger Whiteley.
And she is going to draw a foul. I didn't really see it, but she's going to go to the line. So Jenna Whiteley with a chance to put up her first points of the night.
She kind of smiled after that one. It's a big stage for a freshman.
Yeah.
Fort Gibson Lady Tiger basketball team. Not many freshmen crack the lineup.
Fort Gibson that time kind of passing into traffic, and now Jay's going to get the ball back. And I think that's the first turnover that Fort Gibson has had tonight.
It's the first one I remember. It's the only one I remember. Pretty good step that time. Official kind of letting it get physical down there.
So Fort Gibson going to put a few more of their some players in.
Yep.
Get some playing time for the first time tonight. Gracie Colmer, a senior. Kiera Milton as well, another senior.
Yep. Lexi Fouch.
And then Lexi Fouch
sophomore.
as well.
Mm-hmm. Lexi Fouch is she's got to be close to 6 foot. I don't know what they have her listed.
Looks like 6 foot.
Yeah.
Foul number 44, Gracie Palmer, her first team foul number 5.
So Fort Gibson playing 12 players tonight. Comer's another one who has some of that length. She's listed as 5'10", but she plays a little bit bigger.
Yeah.
Fort Gibson trying to space the floor here, get some cuts.
Wiley really, really nice ball handler for a freshman.
Lexi Fouch with the 3, a little off target.
Yeah, I think Grace
looks like it's over the back maybe.
Yeah.
Gracie Palmer, her second personal team foul number 6.
But yeah, we were talking earlier. I mean, this is invaluable experience for these girls who someday, will be the starters out there.
Yeah, and you wonder, when you start to think about, well, how can they reload year to year? This is why,
That's right.
you know, a lot of these players that are coming off the bench that are young, that are getting a lot of good minutes, they've already gotten a starter's minutes by the time they reach the next year, and so that's a huge part of why Fort Gibson is able to reload so well every year.
Yeah, not just that, not just the fact that you find yourself up, you know, enough points to run a lot of younger players in, but you also play so much deeper into the playoffs. Like, you know, Lady Tigers have been to the state tournament how many times how many years in a row? I don't even know.
I think 7.
Yeah.
7.
So that's a long season. So, you know, you get used to that, and it's almost like another third of the season by the time you finish those playoffs.
Yeah.
So success breeds success.
So Jay's going to intentionally foul and bring in a new crew.
Number 11, Sailor Kirby. Number 12, Kaylee Mount. Number 3, Elia Barrows in for the Lady Bulldogs.
Oh, nice look that time by Kiara Milton. Couldn't get shot to go. Good pass.
Yeah, Fort Gibson, the girls has started a dynasty just about at this point.
It's there.
Every team in the state knows that come state tournament time, these girls are probably going to be there, and they're going to be contending.
And you know what's kind of crazy is you just go a few miles down the road, and there's a little school down there called Sequoia High School who's been there, I don't know, as many times as Fort Gibson, maybe more. I don't know. Class lower, 3A school, and just year after year, they continue to be dominant in Class 3A basketball.
Yeah. Fouch that time with a good rebound.
Another good look that time by
Good job. Good job, Lexi Fouch there to be aware and be under the basket when Comer puts that up. And
that's right.
No one around her.
That's right.
That's an easy bucket.
Fouls number 22, Kiara Milton, her second personal, team foul number 9. Caitlin King, shooting 2.
So Milton that time, her second personal. So Jay has improved in the second half. They've scored 24 points, and actually they've outscored Fort Gibson in the second half, 24-23.
Yeah.
So they're doing a little bit better of a job, staying a little bit more competitive, and they've been more polished in the second half. We haven't seen as many turnovers. They're rebounding better.
Right.
A nice effort by the Jay Bulldogs here in the second half. Fouch with the little jumper.
Yeah, almost got it to go. Lady Tigers get called for 3 seconds in the lane. 38.5 ticks left to go in this game. And I mean, the game is going to look, in the newspaper, is going to look a lot closer than it really was because, I mean, let's face it, if Fort Gibson had continued to keep the pressure turned up, played with the first and second, teams, it would have been really bad.
Yeah. Yeah, Fort Gibson is always, pretty much the entire second half, they've been kind of relaxed, not really worried about. They don't have to worry about getting up the lead, and so that's the end of the fourth quarter. That's the end of the game, and Fort Gibson 56, Jay 29. A great game this time by the Fort Gibson Lady Tigers. And they're looking like a good basketball team.
Yes, they are.
This team could very well contend come state tournament time. So great game by the Lady Tigers, and now we're going to get to see the boys play. And
that's right. That's right.
So this is FortGibsonTigers.tv, and we'll be back.
Lexi Fouch with 2, Hannah Johnson.